Welcome, everybody. My name is Rob Walsh, and we have a special program ahead, combining our neighborhood spotlight and our small business challenge. We've never done this before, and we've combined it, and I think this is terrific. All presented by Dime Community Bank, and that's where we all applause. Thank you, Dime Community Bank. The holiday season has certainly arrived in New York, so has the cold weather. And here at 1010 Wins, it's been another exciting year. The most listened to news station in the country. And now on 92.3 FM, which extends our reach beyond and throughout the New York metro area. And let me take a minute to call up our long-standing partner, Dime Community Bank, represented by their Vice President and Regional Director, Richard Dodson. Richard.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Am I using this, that one? What are we doing?
I'm not,
Is that on? I don't think.
we could do that.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome to everybody. I'm happy to be here. And Dime, of course, is a proud sponsor of this and the collaboration that we have. So a few points here. Thanks for demoting me. I'm Senior Vice President, but it's okay. I appreciate it. It's all right, pal.
You know,
I love to pick
so
on
many
you.
times in my career, I've just gotten used to it.
It's okay. So we celebrated our 160th anniversary for the bank. So we've been around a bit, and I think we have a good handle on how to do this. And we're a community-oriented bank with a focus on commercial business. So happy to be part of this, and this is a big focus for the bank, and the eyes of the bank are upon it. We also like to mention that by supporting this, we hope to have a small part in the success of the next great business in New York. So hopefully it's someone here, and I just want to commend all of the participants. I have a great affinity for small business. I've spent my career helping them, and you guys are the foundation for the economy, if you think about it. And the fact is that you've taken a step that most of us kind of didn't have the moral strength to do. In other words, to go out there on your own. You do not have a safety net. You guys are paving the way yourselves. And so I commend all of you, and I wish everyone all the best. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. If you could stay with us, that's great, because we'll be presenting a couple of community leadership awards.
Okay.
That's great. Stay right there. Stay right there. So to start things off, as we often do here, we have a couple of surprises. I want you all to dig a little bit. Dig under your seats. Two of you have a special holiday gift, just to get the energy going in this room a bit. An envelope or two. I see one person opened up there's not cash. It's not cash. Do you have an envelope, sir? Okay. Could you? No, Lisa. That's the tag. That's the security tag. Lisa, that's the security tag. I was told when I was growing up, if you take that off, you could get arrested. Right? What? Could you open that up for me and tell me what you got? Lisa, what does yours say? No, never mind. Yes, sir.
Today won a $50 voucher at Cloudy's Kitchen.
Cloudy's Kitchen. Have you been to Cloudy's Kitchen yet?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to hear a lot more about Cloudy's Kitchen because the owner is right here, Rich Baroa. Thank you. All right. Is there a second envelope out there? The person closest to the empty seat wins. Do you know where it is, Mark?
I don't dare touch anything. Did you check yours? Did you check yours?
Oh, here we go. This looks like all of John Healy's friends, by the way. Yes. Okay. What do you got?
Gift voucher valued to $120 for a dinner for two, courtesy of Porto Salvo, located.
Porto Salvo. Now, part of the deal on that, I don't know. Does it say it in the fine print there? Is you have to invite the commissioner and I. All right. It's one of my, without a doubt, one of my favorite restaurants in the area that I work in. Without a doubt. Right on 161st Street. Is the owner here? Yep. Introduce yourself. right? We'll be hearing much more about your restaurant. You're a new owner too, right?
That's right.
You're a new owner of the restaurant, yes?
Since,
Let me ask you a question.
yeah, of course.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Have you joined the Hospitality Alliance yet?
Not yet.
Okay, you will by the end of the night, okay? All right, so those are our winners. Let's hear it for our two winners. And John Hill, thank you very much for bringing some friends. This is Neighborhood Spotlight is also a time where we recognize individuals, and we have a very special person, and I'm going to ask the commissioner to come up on stage and join us as we recognize this person. It's someone the commissioner is very familiar with, and this is a person who, over the last 6 years, has grown an important organization for the Bronx. And I'm talking about the Bronx Chamber of Commerce. We all know the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, right? Over the last 6 years, she has grown the membership. She has grown the voice of the Bronx Chamber. She has done so much for this city and for the borough of the Bronx. Before that, and this is where we had met, when she was the executive director of the Westchester Square Business Improvement District. She was the founding executive director. Elisa, you know what that's like, that kind of work. It's not easy, keeping a neighborhood clean and safe, recruiting businesses, and being a cheerleader for that area. And during her time, she had a major park restored, works hand in hand with Small Business Services now on many programs. Put your hands together as we recognize the head of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, Lisa Soren. You want to present? Okay. Okay, and this is where the cameras should be coming out, taking pictures, and I'm going to ask Lisa to say a couple of words. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Of course.
Oh, do you want to take a picture first, and then we'll do that? Yeah, you got it right. You know, and this is great. This is great timing because you know why? The borough president just walked in. The Bronx borough president just walked in, and she is going to come up on stage with you. Her timing could not be better. Come on up. We're presenting to the head, Lisa Soren, the head of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce. Let us also introduce Vanessa L. Gibson, the 14th Bronx borough president. All right. Boy, is that a leadership crew, huh? It doesn't get better than that. Lisa, would you like to say just a few words now?
Just a few. Ooh, this is loud. I just want to say thank you. Rob knows that I usually do not like these things, but coming from you, especially with the leadership of these beautiful women, and thank you, Dime Bank. What I do is out of love. I'm sure you hear that all the time. The Bronx businesses mean everything to me, and anything that I can do to make them shine, work together, prosper. We're headed into such an amazing time for our borough. So the fact that I can be a part of it with partners that are here, women, makes me very proud. So thank you for recognizing me on something that I absolutely love doing. And just as an FYI, he was the commissioner during my time at the Westchester Square bid and scared me half to death. Everything had to be perfect. My website, my streets, graffiti on the second floor, everything.
Wait till you see the new commissioner, and she'll be really scared.
But you showed me how to do it right, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone. Have a great afternoon.
All right. All right. Well, thank you very much. We will get the program going and rolling in a minute. When you think about the attractions of the Bronx, some quickly think about the Bronx Zoo, right? We think about the Botanical Gardens, and we even think about the New York Yankees. They had a good season. All right, Game 5 wasn't a good game. But I might be a little biased, Lisa, and Borough President. I also think it's the best tasting neighborhood and best tasting borough. Wouldn't you agree, Lisa?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And I think our next speaker would agree also. And here to tell you about the many initiatives of the Bronx and a new re-energized culinary initiative that is happening in February is the borough's biggest advocate. And I mean biggest advocate. Out there every single day. Andrew Ridgey's shaking his head, right? And that's our Bronx Borough President, Vanessa L. Gibson.
Thank you, Rob. Good afternoon, everyone. So good to be here, and a special thank you to 1010 Wins and Dime Bank and everyone here for coming out for such an important event. I am so proud of the work that our president, Rob Walsh, is doing on behalf of BXEDC, and to the entire team, thank you for your service to the great borough of the Bronx. Thank you for being incredible advocates and champions for small businesses, recognizing that the Bronx means business. And Lisa Soren, our very own president and CEO of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, Andrew Ridgey at the New York City Hospitality Alliance, and really all of the members that really represent small businesses. They represent our entrepreneurs that are stimulating the job economy, that are creating the local jobs, that are really providing the valuable services that New Yorkers and Bronxites rely upon every day. I am always so proud to be in these important spaces to uplift the voices of our small businesses, to remind the world of the incredible contributions that small businesses make each and every day. And even during a global pandemic, small businesses are still doing the work. And it is so important that these partnerships, like the partnership that BXEDC has with 1010 Wins, that we are able to shine a spotlight on the Bronx, right? And we talk about all of these incredible partnerships, small business challenges, where we are able to open up the environment for small businesses to showcase their services and to talk about what they're doing. And I love the creativity. You all should know that BXEDC and Bronx Tourism Council and BICNY are absolutely intentional about economic development. It is a major part of our blueprint as an administration, and we pride ourselves on looking at innovative approaches to supporting our small businesses. So when we have small business challenge grants, we are able to come together. We have panel discussions. We have friendly competitions. And because of the partnerships of many of our financial institutions like Dime and others, we are really able to give out grant opportunities. Now, Commissioner Gross at Small Business Services, I love loans, but I love grants even more. What about you? I love grants. I love grants. So again, the Neighborhood Spotlight and our Small Business Challenge, let me say thank you to everyone for being here today. Let me recognize many of the partners that we are so proud to work with in our great borough. As I mentioned, the Bronx Chamber of Commerce. I also want to recognize many of our other partners that work with us. Shout out to our business improvement districts, the Southern Boulevard bid, the Castle Hill bid, Throgs Neck bid, as well as the Castle Hill YMCA, the Belmont bid. We want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we give them a round of applause? And Andrew and the team at New York City Hospitality Alliance, thank you so much. Many of the owners that we are proud to work with that represent Porto Salvo, as well as Cloudy's Kitchen, we say thank you for being a part of this conversation. It is always important that when we talk about supporting small businesses, that guess what? We have the small business owners at the table. because we cannot be a productive society unless we have the stakeholders at the table. And what we are embarking on as an administration and getting ready for the new year, 2025, we are incredibly proud of how far we have come as a borough. There was a time when many had given up on the Bronx. They did not see the promise, the potential, and we have shown the city and the world what the Bronx is capable of doing. If you give us the support and the resources, we will show the world what we can produce, right? Does everyone agree? So over this tenure of 3 years of being the Bronx Borough President and working in close partnership with Rob and the team at BXCDC, Raphael Roger, our president at Bickney, we have been able to grant opportunities to small businesses. We've been able to tap into money that remained on the table unspent. And Rob and I always say we are literally looking under couches to find money and resources because that's what our small businesses need. Whether it's Bronx Week, whether it is Tour de Bronx, the largest free cycling event in the state of New York. Yes, I too ride my bike along with Rob and others. Whether it is interesting and incredibly creative opportunities, it is all with the same vein of prioritizing the Bronx. It is recognizing the Bronx as a global destination, as the birthplace of hip hop, as the home of salsa, as a beautiful beacon and mosaic of different cultures and nationalities coming together. The borough with the largest greenery with Pelham Bay Park, the greenest borough of all in the city of New York. Looking at our cultural institutions, our museums, our historic landmarks and spaces in our great borough, our beautiful commercial corridors that we represent, whether it is City Island and all of the beautiful seafood that you can have, or whether it's Little Italy. And we know that we often have to compete with others. But one thing I say about our borough is we are resilient, we are tough, we are fighters. We have been knocked down many times, but we are always able to get back up and show the world what we can produce. So as a result of the partnerships, the initiatives with many of you, we are so excited to announce the return of Savor the Bronx. Savor the Bronx, ladies and gentlemen, 2025. Savor the Bronx Restaurant Week is coming back. It was defunct for a little while, for a couple of years, but now it is back 2025, bigger and better than ever, and it is going to be February the 18th through February 23rd, and we are going to showcase our eateries, all of our beautiful restaurants and our merchants, and we're going to talk about our commercial corridors. We're going to highlight our incredible small businesses, many of whom are legacy, generational businesses, and we're going to talk about the goodness of our borough. And Savor the Bronx Restaurant Week is an opportunity for all of you to be involved in a real transformative way, to be creative, and to be really thoughtful and intentional about what we want to do to showcase the Bronx. Making sure that we increase our customer base. We are looking at different opportunities to really highlight all of the quality that we represent in the Bronx. So I am very excited about that, and I am especially grateful because of our business improvement districts, because of the Chamber of Commerce, and because of the New York City Hospitality Alliance. And so everyone is playing a major role in this. We're so grateful to partner with New York City Department of Small Business Services. Our commissioner is a friend to the Bronx. She knows the value, and whether we are supporting Small Business Week, Shop Local, we are always talking about how we can encourage the growth of our small business sector. So with that, I am excited. I hope all of you are equally as excited. Savor the Bronx Restaurant Week is coming up February 2025. And for more information, please visit our website at www.irbrox.com. I Love the Bronx. The easiest website you'll ever learn, www.ilovethebronx for more information. But again, thank you, Rob. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Commissioner. And thank you, everyone. And congratulations to everyone who's being recognized for your phenomenal work. The Bronx means business. Thank you.
Vanessa L. Gibson, Bronx Borough President. Let's hear it one more time. One more time. Okay, now we are going to move on. Thank you very much, and we're excited about Savor the Bronx. I want to recognize Julius Drake out there, who has the task of putting this all together, Julius. Julius, could you wave your hand from the back, right? Julius Drake, who's doing a lot of this work. I am now going to ask for the panel discussion to come up, and we're gonna play a little bit of musical chairs. Okay, I'm going to ask Andrew Rigi, who is the Executive Director of New York City Hospitality Alliance, Elisa Tucker, the Executive Director of the Belmont Avenue Business Improvement District, Rich Baroa, the owner of Claudi's Peruvian Restaurant in Riverdale, and Valerio Coletta, the owner of Porto Salvo Restaurant in the Melrose neighborhood. And as you can see, the borough president knows every one of them as they go along. Isn't that great? Rich, good seeing you. Yeah.
You look good.
Thank you. Yeah, you just hand them out, right? Do we have mics for everybody? Yes, yes, and I think this is the fourth one. They all work, all good. Andrew, let's start with you, and let's start with you. You have been, and I think it's an understatement, a strong advocate for restaurants and nightclubs throughout the city, particularly during the pandemic. Now, I was out and about in various neighborhoods over the weekend, and I saw that the outdoor seating is going away. It meant so much. It saved so many jobs in our city. But it did something very powerful. It opened up a number of neighborhoods. Particularly, we're talking about the Bronx today. Can you talk about that impact and what will be the future of outdoor dining in the city?
Absolutely. You know, I think putting it in perspective, pre-pandemic there was about 1,400 licensed sidewalk cafes across the 5 boroughs, and the vast majority of them were located south of 96th Street in Manhattan. At the peak of the pandemic, there were more than 13,000 restaurants with some sort of outdoor dining. That could be a sidewalk cafe or a roadway cafe or both. And it is incredible. I mean, one, you're right, on the jobs. It's credited with saving more than 100,000 jobs in the city during the pandemic, and it saved thousands and thousands of restaurants from permanently shuttering. It also did something that I think doesn't always get put in the spotlight, but at a time when we had to be socially distant and we were separate from each other, outdoor dining allowed people to get together, to socialize, brought a vibrancy back to the city streets that was missing. And I think it gave everyone some sort of hope, like, we will get through this. As bad as it is, we're going to get through this. So I think it helped the city as a whole, not just the restaurant owners and the restaurant workers. But then fast forward to today, there was a big compromise. How do we transition from this temporary emergency program to a permanent outdoor dining program? And there's a lot of compromise, and we're at a place now with the new program where there's many provisions that are much better than the pre-pandemic sidewalk cafe law. Thousands of restaurants that were never even eligible for outdoor dining, many in the Bronx, are now eligible to have a sidewalk cafe and a roadway cafe if they want it. It's also...
And I think that's an important point. A lot of these, and a lot of... I notice in the Bronx, a lot of neighborhoods and a lot of these corridors that never had outdoor dining before, because of the pandemic, because there was a sense of urgency, because there was, a crisis. They did something they had not done before.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, everyone, I love, dining al fresco in the West Village. But if you live in the Bronx or you're visiting the Bronx, you should be able to dine al fresco in the Bronx or your neighborhood, wherever that neighborhood may be in the city. So I think there are so many things that are better than the pre-pandemic sidewalk cafe program. The licensing process, the costs are less, more businesses are eligible. But you said as a strong advocate, I'm always fighting to make it better. So I think there's still ways that the city can move to improve it, to make sure it is the biggest, best, and most inclusive program. But I think we also have to recognize how much better we are today than where we were. And now's a big transition period because as of the end of November, all of the roadway cafes had to come down because it's now a seasonal program, and you'll start seeing in April the roadway cafes coming back up in the spring. Sidewalk cafes can be operated year-round.
You mentioned the word transition. I have to ask before I pull in some of the other panelists. We have a transition going on in Washington, D.C. There'll be a number of new federal policies. Give me some bright spots of it, if you can.
Well, if you're a tipped worker, there was a lot of talk during the election season about getting rid of taxes on the federal portion of tips. So I think tipped workers will be happy about that if it goes through. Some more things that people are concerned about. Obviously, tariffs. We are a restaurant industry in New York that represents cuisine from around the world, meaning we purchase our cuisine and our products from around the world. And the last thing we want to have to do is pay a tariff. That hurts small businesses. It hurts jobs. It makes it more expensive to dine out. Then the third one, obviously, is what's going to happen with immigration. Immigrants are the backbone of our industry, so there's, of course, a lot of anxiety of what may happen in the new year.
Elisa, I find it hard to believe with this crowd that folks, is there anyone here who has not been to Arthur Avenue in the Belmont neighborhood? 1, 2, okay. Minnesota and where? Wisconsin, right? Okay. How would you describe Arthur Avenue to an outsider?
Well, is this working? Oh, okay. Thank you. The Belmont section of the Bronx, also known as Arthur Avenue or Bronx Little Italy, is home to dozens of authentic Italian restaurants, artisan shops, specialty stores like delis, meat markets, butchers. It's full of old world charm. And even though we get millions of visitors from near and far annually, there's still the business owners, they know your name. It's a really special place. Also, it's become a cultural and economic engine, thanks in part to its close proximity to the Botanical Garden, the Bronx Zoo, Fordham University, SBH Health System.
The borough president often talks about legacy businesses. These businesses that have been around for 25, 50, 75, in some cases 100 years. You have businesses. You have a lot of that. What does it mean for a neighborhood when you have these legacy businesses on the street? I'm guessing when you walk when you're walking the streets and you're looking at lighting and cleanliness and other things, people are coming out and I'm sure they're always praising you, right? They're not telling you about problems or anything like that.
Never.
Yeah. But what does it mean for a neighborhood that has so many legacy businesses?
It's really special. In just a few short blocks, there's 5 businesses that are over 100 years old. I mean, where else can you find that? We always joke that some of the newcomers are 20, 30, 50 years old. So
the newcomers, 20,
yes,
20
exactly.
yeah, okay, yeah.
They're still kind of learning the ropes and everything. And I think because they've been in the neighborhood for so long, they're so invested in the community. They're extremely passionate about what they do. And they want to see the neighborhood thrive, and they're not afraid to be vocal about what has worked, what hasn't worked, what kind of support that they need.
So you're on the spot. You got the borough president in the audience. You got the Small Business Services Commissioner in the audience. I'm going to put you on the spot now, right? Mm-hmm. How does your organization help these restaurants and other businesses that need a hand?
So there's a lot of different ways that we do it. I mean, overall, we work to enhance the economic well-being of the community and the business community and the community at large. We try to make the neighborhood a fun, safe, clean, welcoming place to visit, live, work. We do this a lot through our supplemental services like security, sanitation, public safety. We're always encouraging our businesses to participate in promotional opportunities like Savor the Bronx and different marketing opportunities. The BID hosts our own annual events that bring thousands of visitors to the neighborhood, like our Ferragosto Festival, our Italian Heritage and Cultural Celebration, our tree lighting ceremony, and we promote the small businesses on our robust social media as well. However, I think most importantly, it's our support and advocacy. So, for example, during the pandemic, we were one of the first neighborhoods to offer a dedicated outdoor dining program. And every day we're making sure that main thoroughfares like Fordham Road stay accessible to private vehicular traffic. We know from our marketing data that over 80% of our customers come from over 20 miles away, and they need to be able to get here to park. That's part of the experience. And that's one of the most single biggest ways that we can help our restaurants, making sure that their customers can access them.
Commissioner, I think you got a good bid director here. I think you got a good one. You bet. You could give a round of applause. Yeah, that works.
Thank you.
That works. Rich, congratulations on the recognition by, you ready for this? Michelin. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
I met you when you were putting your restaurant together and opening the doors during the pandemic.
Yeah, you met me right before we opened in 2019.
I think so. And this gentleman on Broadway and 242nd Street, he and his wife were, I looked in the window, I said, "What are you doing?" And you said, "I'm going to open up a Peruvian restaurant here." I said, "Good luck." Boy, I hope this works. I hope this works out. You've managed to do it. And not only managed to do it, but also to get recognized nationally for your work. Tell us how things are going.
Things are going good. I want to recognize that we're a product of the Bronx Borough President's Office loan program. We actually have our last payment that we started in 2019 this month, so our loan's going to be free and clear.
All right, and you got Raphael Rogers smiling as if like you're his nephew or something like that.
Yeah, the Michelin Award was really big. It wasn't something that we set out to do. My wife is the one who gets all the credit. She's the chef at the restaurant.
You left her back at the restaurant to run the place?
Yes,
Yeah.
I had to come pick up the kids, so yes, she's holding down the fort. The award was totally unexpected. It wasn't what we set out to do. What we wanted to do was to make the best small mom and pop's restaurant that we could, and we wanted to serve home cooking. And the fact that we opened, we were supposed to open in 2019, but we got delayed because of a gas main break. And then commissioners or inspectors weren't coming out to do inspections. So we finally opened June 12th of 2020. And when we opened, it was, swim or swim. There was no...
Swim or swim.
Yeah. There was no alternative. And luckily, in a weird way, the pandemic helped in that we scaled slowly because we had never owned a restaurant. I'm a paramedic by training. My wife was a home cook. She never cooked in a commercial restaurant. And we just grew slowly. We got support from the neighborhood, and it led to good reviews, which led to good press, which ultimately led to several awards, and culminating with the 2 Michelin Awards. And what that did for us...
Not 1, 2. I mean, it's like the Super Bowl of restaurants, right? The Michelin Award, yeah, it's pretty good.
So it gave us immediately validation, right, that we were on the right path. We didn't even know we won when we first got it. There was people knocking on the door before we opened, and they're like, "You're in." And I was like, what are you talking about? And they showed us that we're on the list of Michelin Award winners, and I'm like, oh my God, And then later on that day, I got a request on Instagram from Michelin to use our photographs.
That had to take your business like this.
It did. It brought people that weren't from the neighborhood now. They were coming from different areas, foodies that are very ravenous and, like to go to all the restaurants on the list. And,
What's the most popular dish?
the ceviche. The ceviche, and I'll say it's a tie. The ceviche and the pollo a la brasa, which is our roasted chicken. But yeah, we went from being a little small mom and pop's restaurant to being a small mom and pop's restaurant that's worldwide acclaimed now. So,
Wow, isn't it a great story? Great story. Porto Salvo.
Yes.
You look at the website, it says a community forged of good people and great food. Tell us more about this special place.
Ciao, everyone. So, is it working? Yeah. So, what I like to say about Porto Salvo, right, when I think about it, is like Porto Salvo is for the people, right? Because it's a restaurant located where obviously there is no tourists and stuff. So all of the people that come are mostly locals, besides when the Yankees are playing and all of that. So our mission so far was to, keep improving the space, keep improving decoration, food items, everything, just to make it beautiful for everybody. So that's why I like to say Porto Salvo is for the people, because it's like anything that we do is has to be approved for regulars first, then before I do. So I always say, oh, is it okay? You like it? So that's what I'm saying. Everything is made to enjoy in a restaurant in your moment that you come, and there you are.
A wonderful, just comfortable place.
Yeah.
A wonderful, comfortable place. And it seems you, like Rich and many of the people I've met through Andrew, you place that emphasis on hospitality when you're
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
It is a comfortable place to walk into and feel good about.
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing that I'm happy that most of our customers call our stuff by name. That means something.
So Porto Salvo, the translation of that is?
Say one more time.
Porto Salvo, the word Porto Salvo means?
Porto Salvo, okay, so it can be written two ways, right? One as a safety place, or a safe dock.
Okay. And you will, this is my transition into Savor the Bronx. You'll be part of the Savor the Bronx a week that the borough president announced today, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, which will be great. Andrew, you've seen this all over the city. Restaurant weeks, the good, the bad. What suggestions would you give Julius Drake and Jolene Barrett, who are leading the effort on this?
I mean, two things. One is just get ready for the restaurants. This is the opportunity for restaurants to have people, yes, your regulars come in, but also people that are either in the Bronx or elsewhere coming out for a special occasion. So make sure you prep your staff, because you're going to have new eyes, new taste buds coming into the restaurant. So you want people to be ready. So get your team ready and get excited about it. Great offerings. It's an opportunity to show your best face. And it's just another way to get people out, to support local businesses, to support small businesses, and really just to continue to savor the Bronx.
Great. Terrific. I have to ask, you're in the middle of a number of anchor institutions. Fordham University, where I attended a few times, Montefiore, the zoo, Botanical Gardens. What's the relationship and the partnerships between some of those institutions? You could pick one.
Well, it's wonderful to be, we actually refer to it as our own special ecosystem. When the zoo, the garden, when they're having some of their special events, the foot traffic that comes to the neighborhood, you just know that they have their holiday train show or their holiday lights. You see, families walking around with shopping bags from the zoo, the garden. It's really special. And I mean, we're basically home and feeding Fordham University students who, aren't able to go home and have dinner with their families. So there's really a special synergy, and the neighborhood, we tremendously benefit from being part of, this ecosystem that works so well together.
So I'm going to wrap this up because there's a trap door here that Mark is ready to implement. I'm going to ask the restaurant owners a tough question, okay? You get the magic wand, right? right? The magic wand. If you could have a recommendation that you could make to the city of New York now, what would that do in terms of what would that be to help your business?
Do you have 24 hours?
I need a lightning round answer.
What's the question again?
A recommendation that you would make if the mayor was sitting right here with you. You got the commissioner here.
Oh my God.
Do we have a ticking clock in the back from the control room?
It's so complicated. You know, I would like to.
Everything is fine.
All right.
Rich,
I would ask for
I'm taking the magic wand away.
the bids to be expanded to allow the programs to expand on the street cleaning. I think it's kind of limited. They get a certain amount of days that they can do it. If they could do it, at least 5 times a week, I think it'd be great because clean streets, attract more traffic. People have an idea that it's dirty, it's bad, and
You got all the bid directors in the audience bobbing their heads.
So that would be the first one.
Final word from anybody?
Come to Cloudy's Kitchen.
Final word?
You're more than happy to come, at Porto Salvo for another.
And where are we located?
424 East 161 Street.
You gotta go. It's an amazing place. Rafael Raja introduced me to it. Elisa, thank you very much for all you do. Andrew?
And thank you for all you do.
Well, you've been amazing. Thank you very much. These are the folks. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we're moving on, but before we move on, I see my friend Jay Medina, who fought traffic from the Bronx down here from Southern Boulevard. Jay, we have a special recognition for you. Walking the streets with you is an experience. Let me just tell you that. And I say that from the deep part of my heart as a guy who spent a lot of years running a business improvement district. You are amazing in terms of the focus on quality of life issues. I'm going to ask the Bronx Borough President, I'm going to ask the Senior Vice President of Dime Community Bank to come up with me, and I'm going to ask Lisa Soren to come up as we present you with a special award. And I'm going to ask the Borough President to present it. Oh, the Commissioner, I'm sorry, this is your program. Oh my goodness. What did I just do? Yeah.
Where'd he go? Jay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. 1010 wins, All News 92.3 FM. The Neighborhood Spotlight Outstanding Leadership Award is presented to Southern Boulevard Business Improvement District in recognition of your dedicated service, your outstanding leadership, and your incredible work to improve the quality of life in the great borough of the Bronx. Thank you, Jay Medina, and congratulations for always being on the ground. Thank you. Congratulations.
Would you like to say a few words? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is actually my first award, so I'm very excited. Thank you. I take my job very seriously. I am born and raised in the South Bronx. Before Southern Boulevard, I was the director of ground operations for the 3rd Avenue bid. I remember shopping on 3rd Avenue as a kid, but I lived on Southern Boulevard. So taking over the Southern Boulevard bid was like coming home to me. I am on the ground. I'm in the office and I'm on the ground. To challenge those, or to meet those challenges of supplemental sanitation where we only get 3 days or 2 days, each one of my staff is hired in-house. I have 5 days a week, round the clock, Monday through Friday, 7 to 7 guys on the street. My guys they not only remove graffiti, they not only deal with the homeless, they not only deal with the mental health issues. All of my guys are trained in Narcan and CPR, which they've used. And I don't want to say historically, but since I've started my career, I've reversed 76 overdoses. Okay, nobody dies on our watch. This is what we do. Especially in the heart of the South Bronx, where that's somebody's family member. So, yes, this means a lot to me. because I take my job very seriously. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Unbelievable. And 1010 Wins out front giving the first award to a real hero of the Bronx in our city, Jay Medina. Let's hear it for Jay. All right, thank you. I love this. I love this job. Jay Medina, thank you very much. We're now going to move quickly into the 1010 Wins Small Business Challenge. I'm going to ask the commissioner if she could stay up here because since I really forgot her the last time, you're going to stay right with me up here and help me out so I never ever do that again. Boy, am I going to hear it later. And to start things off, Commissioner, we have 2 tickets again. We have 2 Broadway tickets. They're not for you. I'm not allowed to do that, all right? But I have 2 tickets to the December 11th Broadway production of Back to the Future. Right in my hands right here. Is there a Brother Daniel Gardner in the audience? Brother Daniel Gardner. Is there a Brother Daniel Gardner in the audience? Could you raise your hand? Brother, the collar gives you away. Okay, Brother Daniel Gardner, could you stand up for a moment? I want to welcome Brother Daniel Gardner, who is the former president of now Manhattan University. Is that right? Brother Daniel Gardner, let's hear it for him. Now, Rich will tell you that Dime Community Bank was founded in 1864. 1864, a year before. I wasn't, Mark Basinski was around. All right? But for these 2 Broadway tickets, answer the question. No hints, no looking at your computers, no looking at your phones, no looking. I want to know, and I'm going to give you a couple of hints, all right, to help you out, brother. All right? For these 2 tickets, who was the President of the United States then? Wait, I'm going to give you a couple of hints just to help you out. Was it Richard Nixon? What are we laughing about? Was it Martin Van Buren? Was it Abraham Lincoln? Or was it Theodore Roosevelt? Abraham Lincoln, is he right? Abraham Lincoln, come on up and get your Broadway tickets. It says that you need to be bringing the borough president with you. No, I'm kidding. You go enjoy that, given all the work you do. Thank you. Brother Daniel Gardner, let's hear it from Brother Daniel Gardner.
American history.
Not many people could have done that. It's true. Right? I had Teddy Roosevelt. I'm kidding. All right. See, I told you, Raphael, that he would get that right. All right? Don't make the crack about Fordham. I don't want to hear it again. All right? Now let me have a bit of a conversation for a few minutes before we start the challenge with Small Business Services Commissioner Dinah Shaw-Gross, our new Small Business Commissioner. I mentioned about her getting out this week for the Small Business Saturday. To you, it seems every day is Small Business Saturday on the initiatives that you have developed and grown at Small Business. Can you tell us about some of those programs?
Absolutely. Well, let's start with the season that we're in, because Small Business Saturday and really this holiday season, it's like the Super Bowl for small businesses. The revenue that businesses can generate during this time of year are important to their annual performance. And what we've done is issue a Shop Your City Challenge to all of our leaders in New York City government. And the goal is to get New Yorkers to really think about how their consumer behavior impacts small businesses. We heard Andrew talk about the pandemic and outdoor dining. And if you remember during the pandemic when there were all of those supply chain issues, one of the images that's in my mind, besides the start of outdoor dining, are the socially distanced lines outside supermarkets as New Yorkers lined up to get the supplies and groceries they needed. So our local businesses, our neighborhood brick and mortar businesses, they're here for us year round. They're here for us at times of emergency. They're places that New Yorkers can come together to build community, and we need to be there for them. And of course, everything changes. Technology changes things. I think DOT's estimate is that every day about 1 in 4 New Yorkers receives a package by delivery. And we appreciate the convenience, and I know that many small businesses also sell online. But when you invest, when you spend your dollars in brick and mortar businesses in your neighborhood, 70 cents of those dollars get recycled in the community. Those businesses create jobs for New York City, and they're there for us. So please think about that this holiday season and try to buy at least half of your holiday gifts at brick and mortar businesses citywide. Even the food service establishments, some of them are co-packing their products. Your cafe may be selling coffee beans. Share a bit of your New York City experience with your friends and family around the country by shopping local, and that's part of the challenge that we have for this holiday season.
There's a number of small businesses here. There's a number of startups. There are a number of people in the audience, I know who they are, who have just started up recently. What advice would you give them, and where could they go to get help from Small Business Services?
So where are your tax dollars at work? The SBA is larger than us. It's a federal organization, agency, and they're wonderful. But the Department of Small Business Services is part of the local ecosystem of small business support. And you've seen industry associations and business improvement districts and our economic development corporations, our other partners in government, our elected officials that are also part of that ecosystem. But SBS's role is to create equity of opportunity through entrepreneurship, small business operation, and we're designing programs to meet the needs of New Yorkers. You can reach us every day through our hotline, which is 888 SBS for NYC. And if we're not doing it, it's because we don't know you need it yet. We are designing responsive programming with your tax dollars to meet the needs of entrepreneurs, job seekers, and small business owners in New York City. So please share with us your needs, your successes. We only win when you win.
It doesn't get better than that. A message from right? Wow, how great is that? Unbelievable. I have one more to go before we go. Going into the new year, do you have a set of priorities that you're looking at?
Yes, we have many priorities. I'll talk about one. We are working, we have a program called NYC Best that helps New Yorkers who are working to open a brick and mortar business get to their opening day more quickly. So from the time you sign that lease until you open your door, you've got carrying costs and you can't earn revenue. And we want you to meet your customers, to have that experience of feedback and the energy exchange, contributing to the community, creating jobs, and building wealth for your family. So we want to grow that program in this fiscal year, and we want to reach more nightlife businesses. The City of Yes for Economic Opportunity created opportunities for more nightlife businesses and clean manufacturing to operate on commercial corridors around the city. So we want to help get those businesses to their opening day as quickly as possible. Again, it's a service you can access through our hotline, 888 SBS for NYC. We'll also be holding in May our second annual Small Business Expo. We kicked that off last May, and it was fabulous. We had more than 3,000 entrepreneurs and business owners.
3,000 of your closest friends.
Yeah, it was fabulous.
Yeah.
My network is growing, Rob.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
And we're going to do it again this year. It'll be even bigger and better. So please plan on joining us for the expo in May. And I just want to thank all of the entrepreneurs who are here to compete today and encourage you to keep talking about your business. I think many entrepreneurs have the idea that their business idea is not quite ready for the public. It's not, or maybe it's a little too precious to share and they're worried about their intellectual property. I want to tell you that to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to talk about your business all the time. You have to pitch it to potential customers. You have to talk to landlords. You have to talk to lenders. You have to talk to one another. So the practice of preparing for this pitch competition is a beautiful way to get used to talking about your business, which is going to help you grow, gain fans, gain influence, and earn more. So I cannot wait to hear the pitches today.
Boy, what a great segue into our next piece, right, in next segment. The best commissioner ever for small business services. Lisa, right? Dinah Shaw Gross. Great job. Yeah. Already making relationships. I can't wait for you and the borough president to be walking Southern Boulevard. I want photos of that one, right? Jay, you ready for that one? You're ready to go. And I'm ready to begin the challenge. Well, you set us up nicely. Let's hear it one more time for our Commissioner of Small Business Services, Dinah Shaw Gross. Okay, now let me introduce the judges. Do I get a little music in the background? Our first judge is a veteran of the challenge, and in her spare time, runs not one, not two, but 3 college campuses here in New York. The president of Mercy University. Welcome, Dr. Susan Parrish. Thank you. And I would also say, in my other job, 1/15 of my boss, but that's a different story. Joining Susan is the senior vice president and regional director of Dime Community Bank, and that's Richard Dodson. I was going to say executive vice president because I demoted him last time. Okay. And our third judge is a newcomer to this stage, but not a newcomer to New York. Not certainly. He's been out saving restaurants, particularly throughout the 5 boroughs, and that's Andrew Rizzi, our executive director of the New York Hospitality Alliance. Welcome, judges. Here he comes, Andrew Rizzi. You have a tough job. I've looked at these bios today. Boy, of the 4 and talented, and I'm going to call them up and do this quickly. Are we ready for our first finalists? Are we ready? Are we ready to go? Yes. Okay. Okay. Our first finalist. First up, Ashonda Colk-Leisure. She leads Fix It with Piggy, an ed tech company that has hands-on classes in tech repair, coding, and digital innovation, and is inspiring the next generation. You stand right here, so you could talk to the judges. You could talk right from here. You could take mine. Okay? You could stand right here and talk to them.
Okay. Let me know when you guys are ready. Ready? Okay.
We're ready.
You ready for the dance? Okay. Fix It with Piggy. We're not here just to make a living. We're here to make a difference by empowering the youth. My name is Ashonda Colk-Leisure. I am the founder of Fix It with Piggy, an edtech company with the mission to empower the youth through technology. We are dedicated to bridging the gap in tech education by partnering with schools and organizations to host a variety of tech courses ranging from hardware, software repairs, and web development. Unfortunately, only 6.81% of Black Americans and 13.28% of Hispanics contribute to the tech workforce. These numbers are even more pronounced in the Bronx, with over 100 high schools and only 18 of them being career and technical education schools focused on technology. This is where Fix It with Piggy steps in. We aim to manifest a different story. And speaking of manifestations, when we win the $10,000, we will allocate the funds toward establishing a work-based learning site specifically for local high school and college students. This site will provide invaluable tech education, resources, and live training opportunities tailored to their needs. Our students will have the chance to work on real-life repairs and web development projects sourced from our community, gaining hands-on experience that will prepare them for future success in the tech industry. Together, we can empower the youth. Together, we can make sure that next generation receives the tech education that they deserve and that they need. Thank you.
Do I have that look that I have a question?
You have a,
I do.
You have notes.
I have notes, I do. So I was very interested in this. What is the long-term plan once the grant is depleted? So I noticed that you offer it for free, and just a little background. I'm from Dime, obviously. We have a new branch there. We just refurbished it. So I have a vested interest in, obviously, the success of the Bronx. My branch, of course, but also giving back to the community. So I'd just like to know more about that.
Yeah, so we use the money that when we partner with other schools and organizations, we use that to actually fund the free Saturday coding courses for our students. The work-based learning site, because our interns would be from SYEP and Grant Associates, they would already be paid. We just have the site so where that they can work with the community and build a resume showing real work and projects that they've worked on, artifacts and portfolios as well.
Got it, thank you.
Dr. Parrish?
Thank you so much. That was a great pitch. You
Thank
did
you.
a fabulous job communicating with us. So, how did you come to these ideas? I mean, it's critically important for our entire
Well,
community. But how'd you get there?
I started as a customer service rep in phone stores. I realized that I'd rather be in the back, and the people in the back were technicians. So I started asking questions, and the ball just kind of rolled from there. I was working at the DMV. My son was super sick, so I decided to leave and do repairs from home just to keep a roof over our head. The pandemic came, so I ended up doing repairs and pickups and drop-offs via my car. We found a repair shop, and I opened my very first repair shop on Throgs Neck in 2021. We decided to close the shop to focus on education, and since then we've received a Lifetime Achievement Award from President Biden because of our work, and we just plan to keep doing more.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very inspiring, and I love everything you're doing. My question actually goes to your marketing. I mean, the hat, the outfit. Tell me about this, because obviously you got to get the message out, get your branding out there.
Right.
So how did the whole design come about, and how are you using your marketing to bring attention to the brand?
So Piggy is an old childhood nickname, just from a hiccup. And I used to hate when my friends called me that, but they were the ones who kind of coached me into believing in myself and start doing repairs just to find the next step. And we were like going back and forth about what we would do with the name, and they're like, just call it Piggy. And I kind of just went with it. I met with a digital designer, and he kind of spoke with me. We looked at it, and when he sent me that pig, it was undeniable. He even threw the glasses on, and I've just replaced my glasses to come back to life. So yeah, I'm Piggy.
Nice to meet you.
We have time for one follow-up question. Anyone want to throw it out there? You're good?
Okay.
Fix it with Piggy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Piggy's in the back pocket too. Look at everywhere.
Our next finalist, Bar Florine, will soon be a brand new addition to the Upper East Side. New York's first natural wine bar, Bar Florine, featuring farmed wines from small producers with an emphasis on female winemakers. Here is Julie Bramowitz to tell us more. Julie. Is that for me? No.
I hope everyone. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold a mic and open a bottle of champagne, but we will. I'll just broadcast really loudly.
I haven't done it like this before, but
So my name is Julie. I'm a sommelier in New York, and this is my first business. I softly opened about 2 weeks ago, and while it's not the first natural wine bar in New York, it is the first natural wine bar on the Upper East Side, which is a very large neighborhood spanning from 59th Street all the way up to East Harlem, with a wide demographic.
You've done this
people,
before.
Students, medical students, post-collegiate, older wine connoisseurs, millennial parents who want a night off from their kids. So it's really an opportunity to gather in the neighborhood without traveling to Brooklyn or downtown for that kind of small artisanal experience, and at the same time to appreciate wines made by small family-owned domains that are also produced by women. So this is a Grand Cru Brut Rosé Champagne.
You didn't think this was going to happen, did you?
And it is now being made by Pierre's daughter and granddaughter, Nicole and Valerie Mugby. The bar pays homage. Cheers.
This is a first, by the way. This is a
The bar
first
pays
in
homage
21.
To, New York painter Florine Stettheimer. She was alive about 100 years ago during the Jazz Age. She had a studio across from Bryant Park. And she really didn't adhere to social mores at that time. Her work was very much embracing feminine colors, kind of rococo and pop, as well as really feminist and progressive ideals. She wore bloomers. She didn't ever get married or have kids, and she kind of just, this is for you, sir, followed her own path. And so I found her story very compelling, and she wasn't necessarily appreciated at that time, but is now embraced by this bar, and her spirit is still alive. So.
Wow.
Congratulations. Thank you.
So can I ask you the first question? How would you use the 10,000 investment? What's the plan?
I mean,
and
I
what's
could
the
go line item by line item if I was
I
audited
really don't
tomorrow.
think that's
I'd have
okay.
receipts. Yeah. I mean, I would say like the big picture right now is about growing the company and really having liquidity because I'm on COD, which means I have to pay for all my inventory upfront until I have my permanent license, to be able to have inventory that I can then convert and sell to customers, and really even to have some part-time assistance. You know, I'm accustomed to working 18-hour days. I've always been a workaholic, but it would be nice to have a little bit of assistance as business levels pick up around the holidays so that rather than being marooned behind the bar, I can really be on the floor getting to know my customers, and you know, hand selling bottles and making sure everyone's enjoying their experience. So I would say inventory and then a little bit of help.
Thank you.
Andrew?
So, not a financial question, but that was an important one. Obviously, you said, you know, the hours that you work. I always say our industry, it's not really a job, it's more of a way of life. So, my question is, what is it that drives you about this industry to work as hard as you have to work to keep a business like this not only getting it open, but then growing it?
It has to not feel like work. And I actually was chastised at my last job for working too many hours because I really just loved it and I just never kind of wanted to step away. I enjoy every single aspect. I enjoy tasting wine. I enjoy looking at numbers. I enjoy talking to customers. I enjoy memorizing all the details about them and their preferences. I design the space myself. I learned what a rough-in is for a toilet. I mean, the full package. It's a passion, and I've wanted to own a business, and my whole life. I mean, even as a child, I would put together these elaborate multi-course dinners for my family. So it has to not feel like work in order to, I guess, work, really.
Thank you.
Do you need a job in the back? Because I like that work ethic. Maybe you could come talk to some of my team.
Yeah, I have a few hours between 3 a.m. and 9 a.m. when I have to move my car, so I could pencil that in.
A bar bank?
Why not?
Could we do it?
Well, this is the way I was like, wow, is it serving alcohol? This is a shoe-in right here.
Right. That's how I make all my best financial decisions. So.
I have just a few quick questions. Did you, and you may have said this already, do you have any hospitality experience prior to this?
Yeah, so I was working as a sommelier. I was the wine director at the Carlisle, which is a historic hotel on Madison Avenue, and then working as a somm at bars and restaurants all over New York. I also started my hospitality career out west. I was a ski bum who then became a hostess and a reservationist, and was working in Montana, Wyoming, California, New Mexico, Washington State for several years. But my first hospitality experiences were actually in college as a reservationist downtown at a restaurant called Lupa. And then graduated in 2008, which was a spectacular time to look for a job. And so I was working as a barista with a bachelor's degree for about 3 years because there was a hiring freeze in publishing, which was my original intended career. So cumulative, yeah, about more than a decade,
More
I'd
than
say.
enough, right?
Yeah.
So, will there be food or small plates there, or?
Yeah, so right now I have a few kind of bar snacks, some little chips and salty things to whet the appetite, and then over time adding more, and then some winemaker dinners with guest female chefs.
Terrific.
Yeah.
And you're going to be open?
So I've been open for the past 2 weeks,
Okay,
little by
that's
little.
good news. Good news.
Great.
You got the commissioner smiling.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, kind of speakeasy at first. All the papers off now, and
I don't want to
fully
hear
open.
it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you
Let's
so
hear
much.
it.
Yeah.
You're terrific.
Great, bravo.
What a great boy. We're off to. This is fantastic. Commissioner, how is it?
It's delicious.
Oh, that's great. That's me making up with the commissioner for not including her in the first round. Next up, we're all in search of that simple solution to everyday problems, aren't we? Right? Based in West Islip, Long Island, Obvious Solutions Incorporated offers innovative products like the airtight Roller Keeper. Let's welcome Chris Ferencek to tell us a lot more about his inventions, creations. And here they come. Ready or not. And if you'd like me to pass some of the stuff up or to paint some of the walls or something, I can do that.
And Rob, we like to consider it Strong Island, so because
Strong. You call
Strong
it.
Island,
You
Strong
call it.
Island.
You call it Strong Island now.
Yes, yes, the forgotten child over there. Strong Island.
I think I have enough stuff.
We got it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
I do have, if anybody wants a handout, these
okay.
shows
All right.
our product
All
line.
right. The wines are being. Here you go. Here's a couple of the pieces. Okay. You're on.
Hello? Okay. First, I'd like to thank everyone for making this opportunity possible to participate in the 1010 Wins Small Business Challenge. I think it's a great event, and I'm happy to be here. My name is Chris Forensic. I own a small business called Obvious Solutions. Obvious Solutions has several patents for unique products that provide simple solutions to everyday problems. When I'm demonstrating our products at a store grand opening, or when I'm in a store, for a special event, many times people say to me, now, why didn't I think of that? So that's why we've incorporated that into our logo, and it's amazing the sales that we do when these products are demonstrated. The big issue that we have is when nobody's demonstrating these products, people don't understand them, they don't understand what they do, and how well they work. So if I'm fortunate enough to win the challenge tonight, I plan on using the money for marketing and expanding our footprint on social media. So when people do go into a store, they'll be able to tell what these products do and how well they work. We also try to give back to the community by manufacturing our products in the USA. So far, we're able to manufacture the Roller Keeper and the Painter's Cup in New York on Long Island. So with that, I'm ready to answer any questions.
You don't mind if I pass along your
by all
products?
means,
These
yes.
guys are trustworthy.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Now this right here, because I paint sometimes at home. I gotta say, why didn't I think of this? That's a great question.
This is, if you look at the other side.
I'm amazed how much stuff has come out of that.
I have more in there too.
Yeah, I see that.
So, but this is some of the products that we have. To give you an example, I'm going to have to put the.
Would you like that? Oh, go get them.
So the roller squeegee. If you went into a store and you took a look at this, you'd say, "Well, what is that?" So this is an amazing tool that allows you to squeeze up to a cup of paint off a roller before you clean it. Have rounded edges, doesn't damage the roller nap like the other products out there. Then you can wash it in a bucket, under a faucet, never get your hands dirty or wet. If you have a thin roller, you just torque it, make it tighter, and you can get an amazing amount of paint out of a roller before you clean it. So people see these things, they don't realize what they do. That's why we need to start a larger marketing program. Now, the airtight roller keeper, sorry.
It's all right. You have your hands full. This is what I'm here to do.
This is airtight, okay? So if you get done painting and you can't finish that day, or you need this roller in the future, put the roller in with the paint. Squeeze the grips, pull out the frame, close the top, name, date, and color. Months later, if you need to use this, it's fresh and ready to go. I've had people write in, professional paint contractors, using the same roller for months at a time because they use sealing white on every job, primer, wallpaper paste. They don't have to clean them. They go job to job to job. Now, this is great for the environment. So, buildings, universities, they use the same colors.
That's a hint right there.
All over the campus. So now maintenance can keep these. Somebody scratches a wall, you take out the roller, touch it up, goes back, and you save it for the next time. We've had, somebody mentioned graffiti. We've had a police department out in California get these so they could use them to cover up graffiti. They put them in here, next day, take them out, start using them again. So
That was going to be my comment about the graffiti. We got to tie in right now to the bid. So,
yeah.
We have time for one more question. I'm looking at the control booth, and they're giving one more question.
Clearly, I'm a
That's
fan. I have a collection of everything
There you
over
go.
here.
He's planning on taking it too, I think. He's got that look in his
Yeah,
eye.
I know. I'm ready. Where's the door? You mentioned social media. I mean, this stuff is great for social media. You know, it's the type of stuff that could go viral. So I know you said you would be interested in using the money to put it towards social media campaigns. But what social media, if any, are you currently doing? Because it seems like you may not even need money for some of the stuff, just posting it.
We're advertising, and we're putting demonstration videos and videos that were made by people who have used these products, and we're paying for that advertising. But what we can afford right now is we're only reaching about 10% of the market according to the people I'm using. So what I would do is increase the amount of money we're spending, also create better videos so that people understand what the products are.
There you go.
Got it.
Can I just ask one really quick question? How many stores are you in right now?
We're in probably 100, 150. We
Yeah,
have
100, 150, you know.
Yeah,
something.
we have some small chains. Hirschfield's out in Minnesota. We're in some Ace Hardware stores. We're in a company called what is it? They sell to places that
We got to wrap up.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Thank you.
You can leave all that there until the end, okay? And I'll watch this guy right here, okay? I'll make sure that all this is secured in the football, right? Oh, I know he has more stuff. I bet you he could pull out a convertible in there. Yeah. Are we ready for our fourth finalist? Yes, we are. Well, she's ready for us. Iveta Petty is the proud owner of Harlem Heaven Hats. I'll say it again. Harlem Heaven Hats, for more than 30 years, has been designing high-quality products that have been popular, not only in Harlem, but around the world. Let's welcome Iveta. What could I do for you? I'm not wearing one of the hats. No. But the commissioner will. Okay? There we go. Make sure that people see this. Here we go. It would look good on me. I know it would. And Raphael would be taking pictures and put them up in the. Yeah, I. All right. I want more. I certainly want more. All right. All right. We ready to go? Yes. All right. Let's go. You're on.